Howdy. Welcome to my YouTube video. I'm a YouTuber now. Woo! So this is my second video that I've done for the leadership program here at Stevenson University. And so basically what we do these videos for, we do it as like a little review of what we've done this semester, what are some things that we've learned, and what are some things that we want to improve on to be better leaders and to build healthy and effective leaders. Quoting Dr. Christensen right there. I know he's gonna be watching this and he's gonna be like, oh, yes, they did it! They did it! So anyways, so the sections I'm going to break this video up into are what did I learn, and that's going to be into like leadership styles, what are the ones that I tend towards, what I want to improve and kind of lean towards in the future, so what I want to improve on, and maybe even like how did I develop those things. And then we're going to work on short-term improvements, so what are some really quick fixes that I can do in my daily life that can build a better environment here at Stevenson, and what can I do to do in the here and now. So like what are some like the current relationships that I have, or like new really small fixes that are really easy to do. And then finally my future development, so that's going to be like long-term choices and long-term development that are going to be like longer plans that are going to be like 6 months or longer. So now that we are in the leadership styles section of the video, so this is going to be like what we learned. So I tend towards authoritarian leadership styles. So that means that like in times where you need one person to step up, I tend to take full control. Sometimes like I try to ask for other people's opinion, but most of the time it's like I need quick decisions and quick progress. So I tend towards doing that, which is what happened earlier this week, last week, when we did where Coco Wallace led our leadership class. And we did a little exercise where we had to lead a person through a room with a blindfold on. No one else was stepping up, and so I took that automatic position to do that for them. So this is one thing that I tend towards, but that also means that I haven't had a lot of practice doing other styles. And so, especially because I work as like part-time as a coach, and so I do like sports coaching, and so usually it's like my kind of word is kind of law almost, and my opinions are a higher level than the people that I'm coaching. Usually I try to get to have them like add in their own opinions, add in their own thoughts and comments, add in their own ideas. Most of the time it's driven by me. So one thing that I want to try to get better at and start leaning towards is a more democratic style, especially as I start going into more of a work life and I start working with the plans for the future, which I will get into later. I want to start getting into that because it builds a more healthy environment, but it's better for long-term care, while I tend towards something that is beneficial for the short term. So I want to work on that mostly. We are in the improvement section of the video. So first we're going to start off with our short-term improvements, and then later, after another transition screen, of course, I love them, then we'll go into the more long-term plans. So biggest thing, I need to talk less. I love talking. I like to think that people like hearing me talk, but I don't know if they do. So I like talking because it's an easy way for other people to feel like they know more about me than they really do. Because if you feel like you know like some facts about a person, they might seem more approachable. A lot of times I have like little things on me that make it easy for someone to start a conversation. So I don't have it with me right now. So I have like all of my different like fun t-shirts. I have like my knitting stuff that are with me, and so that's a very easy way for someone to like pick up a conversation, to ask me about small things, and to feel more comfortable coming out of their shell to talk. But that also means that I need to shut up sometimes because usually when they're going out of their way to start a conversation, that means that it's a chance for me to start building a relationship. And so in those situations, I need to find within myself to not talk so much. So another thing that I can also work on is that I need to work more on kind of workshopping. So in situations where it's a group project or something like that, I need to build an environment where other people are adding in their own bits as well, and that they have the same kind of, not credibility, but the same kind of like level of importance with their ideas. So not prioritizing my own opinions on how it's supposed to look just because I took on a leadership position. Because my idea of how things are going to go isn't always the best idea or the one that's going to turn out good for the long term. And now, for long term. So the easiest way for me to do this is to get experience. So in this kind of situation, I need to start taking more of a leadership role so I can actually practice this democratic style. Where I'm going to be doing more workshopping, talking less, building relationships, yada yada yada. Most importantly though, I need experience in doing that. So in the leadership program, I am now getting involved with the mentorship branch. So basically how that's going to work, basically I'm kind of an advisor almost. I'm kind of like, I'm helping mentor the mentors to help them get used to having, to help another person make their way through like the college experience. So because I do a lot of coaching and I have a lot of experience with how to build up people's confidence, how to deal with stress, how to coach people, how to deal with that stress, that I'm going to kind of jump the ranks a little bit. But basically, like, that's what I'm going to be doing. But that also means I'm going to be working in a team environment where technically there are people underneath me, but they're not really underneath me. Like, I'd have a huge ego if they were underneath me. But basically, it's going to be me helping them find the way that they want to be a mentor. So it's going to be different than me, and my idea of it isn't going to be perfect. I'm going to have ideas for the different types of projects I can have their mentee doing, but it's not going to be like my word as a law, you know?